God of Weapons, a interesting indie game. I tested a few times with a lot of different characters. Um, it's in the vibe of backpack battle, which means that you have basically a backpack, which you are going to fill up with weapons and equipment, armor, accessories, and other things. Um, it does combo a little bit in the backpack, not as much as Backpack Battle, which is completely focused on that, but in God of Weapons, the weapons mostly are comboing. Also, you can upgrade them. So, no transformation in this game, more like a different tier of weapons, and of course, obviously, the higher the tier and the more efficient it is. Let's try the Raven. I don't play the Raven so much. Um, it's an interesting one. This guy is so each character will have three subcategory, and each of the subcategory will have their modifiers. You unlock them depending on conditions, mostly met by playing the game. So if we go for the Raven, we are into a rogue thief class. What does he do? The rogue, for example, plus 5% damage for every weapon in inventory. That's pretty cool. That's a plus 5 damage base for every weapon, plus 5 movement speed. Okay, so we can avoid the enemy area faster, a little bit easier. But minus 5 vitality, minus 10 armor. He is weak, he will take more damage. If you go negative in armor, you basically take an extra amount of damage. If you go minus in vitality, you just have less life. Start with an extra dagger. Oh, that's quite interesting. So, I mean, we're gonna start with a 2 weapon with this character. Now, if you go thief, it also starts with the extra dagger, however, the modifiers are different. We got plus 6% attack speed, so the thief is just fast in his attack. Obviously, we're gonna find more equipment that allows us to boost up that multiplier. So plus 6% attack speed for every item in inventory. Now that is quite interesting. The more we have items and the more attack speed we get. Every item, not even weapon, every item. So the more our inventory grows and the faster we get. It gets a minus 15% attack speed base. So we start slower than normal, but we will get increasingly faster. That's funny that they decided that it's the thief. So basically, if he steals more stuff, he ends up being faster. Fun. Vitality modifications are 50% less effective. So for this character to gain more life is not very effective. Maybe what you can do is to give a lot of armor, maybe reducing the damage taken, or just trying to make a character that is generally very fast. We could try this one. It seems pretty fun. Let's try the thief. Now, once you choose a character and you get a starter run, you have a few base sets to determine. So first, you're gonna start with a weapon of choice. These weapons will change depending, obviously, of the class you choose. So the starting weapon for the different fighters will mostly be axes or swords. In this very case, we have a ebony dagger, we have a sickle, and we have something that we have not yet unlocked. Interesting. It looks like a throwing weapon, maybe some sort of shuriken. Then we have an item, some sort of a class item, this one. You will not find it on the other characters. Each character is gonna have its own. In this occasion, we also only have one accessible right now out of 3. Those 2 have not been met yet. So the second one, for example, the unlock condition is to have 20 items as the thief. Now that's definitely doable. At the end of the run, I can make sure that I have 20 items, and if we do so, then we will unlock this condition to have a new potential item for the next run. And this one, we do not know the condition. Interesting. So the item we currently have does what? Adjacent weapon gain the sharp tag. Adjacent weapons gain bonus +1 critical, +1 critical damage, for each 1% crit chance. So the more we up our crit chance as a base stat, and the double effect it has on the adjacent weapon to this item. Now this item does not seem to be very big. It looks like it's a 2 square item, which means that only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential weapon could be touching this item and getting the critical bonus. So we're gonna see how that goes. Okay, we have to choose it anyway. I think I'm interested in maybe going for the dagger combo. So this ebony dagger, it has the sharp and the swift capacity. Interesting fact here, this one says that any weapons adjacent to it gain the sharp tag. So the dagger already has the sharp tag. What does the sharp tag do? I'm not entirely sure. If we choose it, can we check in detail? Not really. It will apply some sort of modifier. I think the most important thing is that you can consider that it's a category, and if they are of the same category, you might gain some specific bonus related to specific items or specific weapons that apply to those categories. I could choose a higher difficulty. So what does the difficulty modifier does? Victory bonus +3. I don't really care about the victory bonus, to be fair. Enemies are stronger, new edits appear, new enemies appear, Zor, the Overlord, appear. Let's try it, why not? So, why the Ebony Dagger? The Ebony Dagger gives us a +1 damage every 20 kills with the weapon. Basically, that weapon will get increasingly strong as we start accumulating kills, and by the end of the run we can easily have 300 to 500 kills, meaning that we would get an easy 20 more damage on the dagger. Let's start. Now, funny enough, when you start the game in this God of Weapon, you don't actually start. It allows you to go and visit a little bit around. Now, there are 3 things that I unlocked just playing a little bit the game besides the other characters. The first thing that you immediately unlock is this monolith. Now, this monolith is the monolith of wishes, and it basically tells you, well, typically those things you can unlock and that are already available to see. For example, this one, which is the way to unlock the assassin class, which is the 3rd class we had from this character, says Concerto of Arms, equip 12 weapons of the same kind at once. 12 weapons. So that would be for us to try to do a run with 12 ebony daggers. Is that even possible? Or 12 daggers by itself? I'm not entirely sure that 12 daggers counts as the same kind. I'm afraid we need 12 ebony daggers, but hey, we can try it and see where that goes. Now, the problem we have is that in order to upgrade a weapon, you need several occurrences of it, and for a dagger you're gonna need 3. So that means that if I have a ebony dagger of level 1 and I wish to promote this dagger to the level 2 to gain stronger stats, I will need 3 ebony dagger of level 1, fuse them together, and get through the fusion a ebony dagger level 2. That means that obviously to get level 4 there are quite a lot of daggers involved into fusion, but you can eventually find weapons on a higher tier as you progress through the game, so you might be able to basically go to faster. Hello King, how are you? I'm doing a King of God of Weapons, sorry. King. I haven't played the game for a while, so it's gonna be fun. You have a lot of other conditions here, which are, for example, the best. I need to defeat Zor, the Overlord at difficulty 2. I haven't done it yet, so if I defeat Zor twice, I will unlock the priest, the priestess. We have quite a lot of monoliths. These here are basically, that's the statue. There is nothing here. I was wondering if I could activate this, but the statue here actually gives you access to permanent upgrades-ish. For example, I could improve my melee power, since I'm going to play a melee character right now. I could improve my melee power for a few, or I could do the free rolls, which are also pretty cool, that give us some additional rolls for the shop, and so we don't have to pay for them. Or extra inventory slots at character level 5, 10, and 15. That costs a lot of points, of course, but that's pretty cool as well. That gives us a lot of space. I think we're gonna take that first. Pick a punch can be useful. Let's take it. And one more. Selling item for a higher price. Price of consumable item reduced. So the consumable items are very specific. It's the potions, and they give permanent modification on your character. They are tricky because you always have a bonus for a minus. I don't know if I want that. I'm gonna take the selling price so we get a little bit more money. Now the third thing that I have unlocked already, and that's actually unlocked from the very beginning, is the armory. And the armory is sort of a place where you get all of your unlocked items, sort of. For example here, the life stone, pretty cool. I can acquire it for 2 and add it to the game. Here we get flame wand. I can that's where the keys are. Okay, I haven't yet used that part. So first we need to meet the conditions. Aha, here we will get the throwing glaive, which relates to the assassin. I could acquire it for 5. Sharp and throwing. Okay, so it is also a sharp category. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so this is sort of your wall of glory, I would say. Let's go straight in. Now, the weapons are attacking by themselves. You don't get to do anything besides avoiding the enemies. And you have normally a dash, which doesn't seem to work right now. My dash doesn't work. I don't have the dash. I'm really surprised by that. Okay. I'm really a bit surprised by that. Why don't I have the dash? So we started with a standard dagger and with our new ebony dagger, the extra weapon for the class. Let's get ourselves our extra inventory, which is an absolute necessity for this game. I'm even going to open in that direction. And now, here is the core of the game. So first on the right, you can see all of your stats. And at the moment, we cannot see any negative stats. And that is why, because I do not have with this character some strong negative impact. I had, if I'm not mistaken, a base minus 15% attack speed, but we also have 3 items in the inventory, which means that we already gained 3 times 6% attack speed, so 18. So 18 minus 15, we start with 3% attack speed. So I'm attacking 3% faster from the start. I think they give the minus 15 just to make it a little bit fair, that you don't start directly with a crazy amount of attack speed, especially considering the fact that you have 2 weapons from scratch. That would be my conclusion. Now here we have a dagger, and that dagger says plus 5% critical chance for each adjacent dagger. So obviously, we want to use that dagger next to the other one. And to do so, we are going to move this one. I'm actually going to put it here, and this one here. So now this one touched both daggers. You can see it because it actually lighten up the weapon when I touch it. And now this dagger also lights this one because the effect of plus 5 critical chance is applied this time. It was not actually originally. Now we could get some armor, but we will lose movement speed and dodge sense, which is at that time not very great for us, I think. What does the Hunter's Hat do? Plus 1 projectile power, plus 2 melee power, plus 1 armor, minus 2 move speed. Our move speed is at 0, so we would get slow. We get 1 armor and 2 melee power for that. I'm not entirely sure I want that. I'm just going to reroll for free. Now we get a second ebony dagger, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. I'm going to buy it for 23 gold, and it will go into any 3 slots, and you can see how big the weapon is when you go into the description. This one is 3 slots. So it will go into any 3 slots that are adjacent and available in my inventory. If I don't have free space, I cannot purchase the item. Now, there is a way to counteract that. Through the game, you can unlock additional free space. By right-clicking, you can put something outside. And I can do that twice because I unlocked it via the statue, the basic bonuses. So now I have more inventory space where I can buy more stuff. However, and be aware of this, If you forget to bring everything that you have outside back to your inventory, you lose it. It auto-saves. And that's pretty bad news. And sometimes when you forget, you are a little bit sad. So I'm going to buy the ebony dagger. I'm going to place it on the other side of this one. And this dagger has already made 33 kills, which means that it is now at 12 damage. Now, why is it 12 and this one? Well, this one is 11 and this one is 12. Why is it not 7? Because the base damage is 7. Well, the base damage of the dagger is 7, but we are doing 12 damage because we have 4 melee powers that adds 1 damage per melee power, so from 7 we climbs up to 11, and this dagger already has over 20 kills, which gives it an additional 1 melee dagger, 1 melee damage. So we have 12 damage for this one, 12 damage for this one as well, and 11 damage for this one. That means the dagger, yes, it's 12 as well because it started at 8 and not at 7. Okay, what else do we have? We could take a small shield. It's not against the requisite of this character. The small shield would give us basically block 4 damage from time to time, but the cooldown is 10 seconds. It's a really basic shield. And heads up, you cannot fuse armor or items. You can only fuse weapons. Unfortunately, that means this small shield will never get better. But we could find, maybe later on, a better shield than this one. Now we have the Guardian Belt that gives 7 vitality and 3 armor, but we lose move speed. Again, that doesn't really go with the build. Here we have a lifesteal minus 2% damage. Okay, now that is interesting. Minus 2% damage is something that will impact basically everything, but it's percent. It is not pure damage. So minus 2% out of 11 damage, for example, well, that's not even 1. So I'm not even sure that my 11 will go down to 10. Maybe it's sometimes it will hit at 10, but most of the time it will still hit at 11. However, the 4% lifesteal is quite interesting for us. We don't really have a lot of life, and we don't really have any means of recovering the life we lose besides finding stuff into the barrels, which I didn't explain yet, but yeah, finding stuff into the barrels. So I could also take a projectile weapon, but we are going to try to have the 12 dagger thing. So we are going to take the lifesteal. I think that's an interesting way of playing it. And I'm going to reroll one more time to see if I could find another dagger, and I did. So already we find ourselves 4 daggers, and I have the money for it, so I'm going to put it. How could we make a better benefit of this thing? I think I should first bring this one here. How can I benefit better from that? I could push this one 1, and I could push this one 2. Doing so, I could move this guy up there. Now this one is in the way, I could put it out. Now already we have 3 weapons instead of 2 benefiting from this. Can I do anything or modify the placement in a way that would allow the 4th weapon to also touch? And I think that at this time it's not possible. I can definitely move that guy all the way here, but then I lose the bonus of the critical bonus of this dagger doing so. As a matter of fact, I already lost the bonus of this dagger moving this guy here. If I could have 6 of... Okay. I need 7 on distance to be able to put this one between daggers. But also, we have the combo of having daggers next to each other. So ultimately, it's not great to do that. How can we have those 2 daggers touch those 2 daggers at the same time? Is it even possible? Is it even possible to have the 2 daggers touch those 2 daggers? If I put those 2 daggers vertical, one here, then those 2 daggers touching the first one, then the other one on the other side, they would be touching both daggers. Now those daggers, they do not give a boost to the other weapon, they only boost themselves. So that could be an interesting thing to do. Let's try, for example, to put this one vertical here. Then I put this dagger here, and I need to get some space. I'm going to put this one outside, and I'm going to put this dagger here. Now, both daggers here are not only touching each other, but also touching this one. So this one benefits for both bonuses. Now, we could put this dagger on this side here, and it will also benefit from both bonuses from those daggers. However, who benefits from this bonus? And the answer is only those two. Now, is there a way to modify that to make it more beneficial? I'm not entirely sure, because I could move this one here, but that only changed dagger. Is there any way to make this more functional than I did? I mean, the bandolier, what does it do? It's adjacent weapon gain bonus +1 critical damage for each 1% critical chance. So right now I have 6% critical chance. 2 dagger on line 6. Yes, I can put 2 daggers on this line, but that does not really help, does it? If I put... Oh, I have an idea. Okay. Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Bondo line 6. Here. And putting the ebony here. Well, that would just touch 2 daggers anyway. However, let's check something. If I take this one and I put it outside, and I put this dagger here, and I take this one, I put it outside, and I put this dagger here. Now, can we get a better bonus via the bando? I'm not sure I can. That works as well, so each of the daggers are touching the others. But the bando only touches 2 anyway. So, these daggers, they give +5% critical chance for each adjacent dagger. +5. The bando would give +1% critical damage for each 1% critical chance. So this combines with this, because these up the critical chance by 5%. That means that this dagger here, if you look into its stats, you have critical chance 21%. It's 15% base plus 6% from our crit chance, but it's not indicated right now actually, and it should. Unfortunately, it's not. This dagger will add +5, so that means that this one is going to be 26% critical chance thanks to the dagger. Let me take the dagger out and see if we see a difference. It went down 19. Okay, no. Oh, wow, okay. Turn the dagger under the bundle vertical and put the bundle in line 2. If I do that... Oh, you are actually right. The 2 daggers will not touch them each other. But those will. Like this, you mean. I can do that, but those 2 daggers don't touch each other anymore. Okay, that's actually, you're right, that's actually better because the effect of the bandolier seems to be a little stronger. What I just realized is that the critical chance given by the dagger is 5% of what the other weapon already has. Now, this weapon has 21%. In reality, it has 21% thanks to that. But we lose a little bit of damage, doesn't matter. It has 21% critical chance. This dagger gives it +5% on the 21%, and that's the reason why it only gives 2, +2. So this might actually be a better combination. Thank you for actually figuring it out. Now here we have a potion of healing. So what does this do? Basically, when consumed, you restore 40% of your health plus 5% more enemy in the next floor. So you consume it, you have more enemies to fight after, but at least you get back your current health. I don't need to do that. I'm at 45 out of 53, so I'm fine. And this rune bow piece per 3 projectile power but -5 range is useless to us. Do I buy the small shield? You know what? Why the hell not? Let's go. Now we have 4 daggers, so we are going to do a lot more damage. We actually do some crits, so the crits are visible with the yellow mark, so 24 for our crits. I still cannot dash, and that's a little bit strange. Normally I should be able to. I'm gonna have to check my settings if I made a mistake. So the barrels are random. One of the barrels actually exploded, while the other one gave me a temporary shield. You can also find barrels that gives you some experience, and so you level up faster. Let me check something. I need to put my inventory first. I'm going to put my inventory like this, so now we have a little bit more space. Okay, perfect. So now we have 6 on the side. Can I check on my settings? Stat panel.
One eternity later.
Open the barrel as much as I can, because some of them contain, well, those bombs, of course, that do extra damage. But some contain experience, and that's pretty good. I didn't find a lot of that. I didn't find experience. So we are level, what? What is our level right now? We're on the 5th floor, but we are level what? I don't know. I don't see it. That's the one thing that's curious. You cannot see your level unless I'm blind. Anyway. Let's keep opening that row. There we go. We have a bit more space. I'm gonna have to rearrange things, but definitely we can take the things we wanted. So this here, I can take this here. I can move this one. No, that doesn't work. I need to reorganize this. Now I could take the pipe, and there we go. Again, our inventory is full. Our damage percent is now at 12, so we are attacking for 12% more damage. Each of our dagger is now doing 18 damage. Our ebony daggers are also progressing, so this one is at 20 already, this one is at 18, and this one is at 23. This is most likely our very first dagger, so each of our ebony daggers are actually progressing towards higher level of damage than those daggers. Now I have here another small shield. The shield was triggered twice. Pretty cool, so I mean it already repaid for itself. Let's reroll for free. Now we have a cycle. What does the cycle do? It does life stealing, so it has an innate 18% life steal on it. A life steal plus 15% if not placed near any other life stealing weapon. We are life stealing, but those are not life stealing weapons unless they are. Unless these effects turn those into life stealing. But I think that the life stealing is the one indicated in the description. Sharp life stealing, just under the name. So ultimately, I'm gonna try to maybe take the cycle next turn and put it next to, put it in my inventory, and it should have a nice amount of life steal. Now it's only doing 18 damage, so it's not going to change much. But if we can bring this one up to 33%, 33% life steal means 1/3 of its damage is coming back on life. Or is it 33% of life stealing 1? Because there's that too. Now I think it's 33% of gaining 1 life of activating the life steal. I think that's what it means. Because we have so little life that if I was life stealing 6 every time, I would be unbeatable. And that already happens. I'm considering potentially taking another on glass. That could be good. I'm gonna fix this one too. Now I'm a little bit annoyed because I should have more than 1 reward for free. I should have 2 or 3, and the game doesn't seem to have taken it into account. Unless it's through the run. I will have to check that. Now what do we have here? Looking Glass. This one is a tier 2, so it's already a higher tier item. Plus 20% experience gain. That's pretty good. Plus 3% enemy speed. That's really bad. But it's not that much. It is a little bit, but it's not that much. Experience gain could help us. I'm considering it. Let's go. Now the direction you take is basically doing a lot of work. I got a bit of damage here, but that's fine. I got the armor. And every time we see the +1 in green, it's basically some lifesteal that I'm doing. Now, let's do this. Open a little bit more. Take too much damage. I avoided that one. Ooh. Okay, we are full life. Ooh, that was scary. That was a scary one. Okay, what do we have here? Star Amulet, tier 2, +3 magic power. We don't care. But we have the whetstone. We do care. Let's go for it. We have 4 space. Gonna take this one. Turn this guy here. How much does this one take? 3 + 1. That would take almost all of the new space. I could alternatively take the whetstone and the handle wrap. And that would give me a immediate bonus. I could also take the buckler, and gain the 10% damage when the shield is on cooldown. I'm quite thirsty for the throwing axe, but I would never benefit from its bonus. Just that it's a straight damage that's coming my way. I do get the -10 range, but I do have 2 projectile power, so it's, I don't know. 36 damage is very yummy. I do like it. +4 melee power on everything is also very good, to be fair. Got only 3 slots. I need more inventory space. I'm gonna take the speed for now, but I keep those 2 locked. I'm going to reroll. Interesting. Throwing daggers. Swift and throwing. So this is one of the very few projectile. It's definitely projectile, this one. Is it projectile? No. It's throwing. So it's a distance, but it's not projectile. So actually projectile power does not even... projectile power does not even apply to it. It's a dagger. It's probably strength that applies to it. That's why it's at 33. Plus 16 out of the 18. Wait a second. 16 out of the 18 should do 34. Why does it do 33? But it does gain 40% attack speed for each adjacent dagger, so it's definitely like goes well with the daggers. Now it's a swift weapon, it's not a sharp weapon. You will have to touch the bandolier to be able to... We could maybe make it work. We could consider it. Now the Stone Big Boots. Now this is an interesting item. Create explosions at start and end when dashing. Explosion deal damage equal to vitality and armor combined, which is absolutely not our build. But this for a warrior or a berserker or a... I don't know, a... How do you call those? Barbarian? It's actually really cool. You do a static build, and then when you need to dash because you're surrounded by enemies, you create an explosion at the place you were, an explosion at the place you arrive, literally clearing up the path. Pretty cool. You do gain -20 move speed and -15% attack speed, so it doesn't come for free. Do I want the throwing daggers? It takes 4 slots. It's the same size of the shield. 14% attack speed for each adjacent dagger. To be fair, I mean, we do gain the critical chance from the bandolier, but those 2 are sharp. If I was to take this one and put it here, I could have 3 daggers touching it, so it will give it a 42% attack speed, and it will be sharp thanks to the bandolier. But I'm not entirely sure I want to do that. This one would still benefit from touching 3 daggers, but the crit chance will be lowered for every single one of them. I mean, not every single one, for those two, the crit chance will be lowered. Right now the crit chance at 28%, 45%. It's not the crit chance, it's the crit damage. Ah, it's the crit damage. So this one gains 2.63 times, 2.13, 2.13. Maybe that benefit is not that incredible. I mean, our crit chance right now is at 13. That's why we don't have an insane critical chance at this point in time. So the bonus from the bundle here is not that great. Yeah, okay. It does give the sharp tag, which is cool. So I could maybe benefit from that. Placed properly. I say place properly, but it's not that easy to do. I could put the dagger here, so it would only touch one slot. It will gain the sharp. And then I could put the throwing axe here. It will only touch one slot as well. Then these would be able to touch the cycle and those 2 daggers. Here, for example. Oh wait, no, the throwing axe would be taking some space here. Yes, I could still put daggers above it. Okay, that's potentially doable. I'm gonna keep it. I'm interested by the damage they can do, actually, because they are just plain better than what I have right now. And ooh, I'm gonna wait before breaking this. I'm gonna wait to have quite a lot of monsters around. And once I have the monsters, they're gonna get the poison damage. Hello! Ooh, I didn't see that as well. Yeah. Oh yeah, do you hear that? That's some damage. Okay, I got the armor, good stuff. Alright. And we are full life. All good. All good. So, we have 5 space. We had 1 left. That makes 6. And I need 8. Even more if I want the buckler. Do I really want the buckler? I could get rid of this one. That would give us 8. I don't see how to do better than that. I think that's all I can do right now. Let's do. Let's go, let's go. Let's see what happens if I don't move at all. Oh, true, we have an edit. There we go. so long for the edit. Okay, so since I got stuff that sniped me, I can't really stay fully static, but I don't need to move a lot. My DPS right now is 1400. I did 1400 damage per second. It's actually cool to have the DPS on the side like this. I didn't. I never used it before, but that's kind of cool. We can take our armor. Why not? This we don't need. Another ebony dagger. Do we need it? No, absolutely not. Do we take it? Yes, absolutely we do. Reroll another armor. And bracers. Okay, so maybe the looking glass can go at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go for the looking glass. Let's put the bracer. Keep this one for the 2 armor because it's very cheap. Now I will only want to have some arcane anvil, and then we are basically done. Basically done with the run. Does it have to be 12 times the same weapon? 12 times the same weapon? We found barely any ebony dagger, and we found a few only dagger. Like, how much do you need to reroll your shop to get that achievement? It's insane. Oh, now we found a third level 4 throwing dagger. Actually, we could toss a shield and replace it by a throwing dagger because they are just really strong right now. Let's do that. I'm gonna set a shield. I'm gonna bring in a throwing dagger. Level 4. Lifesteal glove? Sure, let's take it. We have a lot of armor again. We can put the lifesteal. I don't even know where to put it. We don't need it. Let's just put those 2 if I can. But I think we are reaching the end of the run now. So floor 20. Let's see if we have. Yes, the boss is here. And he's taking some very comfortable amount of damage right now. So I think we are doing it. Easy. Easy. We got the blessed. We got Ascend again. So we got the difficulty 2. We got the blessed for killing the boss of difficulty 2. We did not, however, gain the challenge that we gave ourselves. And that was the 12. Let's just click on the knight to see about the challenge. It doesn't matter, I'm just putting it here. Let's just check it. And here it is. Equip 12 weapons of the same kind at once. Define the same kind, dude. Because I definitely had a lot more than 6 daggers. I had... How many did I have? At least 8 or 9 daggers. That's the same kind of weapon for me. Now, some of my weapons were Sigil and did not count as dagger, yet the effect counted as dagger, but the weapon did not count as dagger? What do I have to do to validate that? I think that for a presentation, that's more than enough. You should have a pretty good idea of the game at this point. There are lots of characters to try. The game is entertaining. It's really cool, actually. Doing a run. So this run was pretty long. I spent a good 2.5 hours taking my time, talking about the thing. If you just play by yourself and you start understanding the items you have, I think you can easily shorten that by half, if not more. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested by the game or have any questions or you wish to comment, please do it in the comment section. It will be appreciated. Also like and subscribe. That will help the channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye.